I think it's what's driving all e-commerce. It's the promise of a broader range of products with offers of quality, convenience, value for money, and of course things like user ratings. You know, when you buy your dodgy pill or your gram of white powder off some bloke, it's very difficult to know anything about it. When you buy online, you know, maybe 60 or 70 other people have purchased from that place and there's some ratings. It gives you a clue what your bang for buck is.
While there's been an increase in proportions, has there been an increase in actual numbers too?
Yeah, I mean, I think we see an increase in the number of drug deals that are available online. So that's gone up from somewhere around 15,000 individual drug deals a couple of years ago to over 45,000 now. And obviously that's kind of driving more people, I think, to go online because of greater choice. But drugs are also, particularly in Australia, cheaper to buy online. That's because Australia has particularly expensive drugs.
The Silk Road case got a lot of publicity around the globe, and many people might have imagined that the industry was shut down as a whole after that. But what has happened?
No, in fact, since Silk Road 2 got closed down, what we've seen is an explosion of dark markets out there, and I think they're becoming ever more sophisticated, ever more nuanced to, cater to a population who are interested in accessing drugs in the safest possible way. And, you know, certainly the findings this year suggest that buying drugs online in many ways was safer for people. You know, there was less personal interactions, less violence, so that's going to be attractive to people.
But what about the quality of what you're buying and the danger of what you're taking harming you?
I think the greatest danger when you take drugs is that you don't know what you're taking. So I think when you're buying drugs online, and again, you've got no idea what's going to come through the post, but at least with some of the darknet markets, I think you've got some clue that you are buying a product that might be very good quality. And if you're buying a product that's very good quality, hopefully that means people are going to be using with a little bit more caution and might use a little bit less. Conversely, of course, in fact, if you're buying very high purity drugs, the potential toxic consequences is much greater. And I think we are seeing that as the quality of MDMA gets better across the world, with more people seeking emergency treatment with that drug.
Are there any signs, though, that the international efforts to shut down the drug trade online are having any effect whatsoever?
I don't think so. And I can't see, unless you shut down Tor, which the downstream consequences of removing that network for so many organisations, many of them probably government-led, is extreme. I think it's about actually harnessing the internet to get better education out to people. The one thing I think that governments and drug users don't ever seem to share is a common interest, which is actually keeping people safe. And I think the internet and hopefully the work done by the Global Drug Survey helps people stay safe. And that's about good education, not necessarily reckless regulation.
Yeah. And do you think that the cost of drugs in Australia will continue to stay pretty high, apart from online?
I think so. I can't see any drug cartel wanting to expand a network into a relatively small market like Australia anytime soon. You've got just about the most expensive cocaine in the world. And I think one of the other things that's driving that price and perhaps keeping cocaine out is that there's a lot of crystal meth around. So I think that in terms of, a cheap stimulant drug, you've already got one. It just happens to be one that's pretty punishing for the people who use it.